Hello everybody, this is the IT guy here again with another video for you. This time I'm going to do a little bit of a different kind of video. I'm going to cover the Linux Bible. And the Linux Bible is a book that I bought a couple of years ago, or actually I think it's about 2 years ago that I bought it when I really started getting into Linux. And that's why I bought it, and that's who I would actually recommend it to: people who are willing to learn about Linux and they want to have something physical to read through. Now, to be honest, anything that is in this book can be found on the internet. There's nothing too special about this book, it's just a printed copy. And to me, it's more like a collector's item than anything else. But yeah, let me just quickly cover the topics that are covered in this book. So when you start reading the book, the first thing you'll notice is that there is a table of contents, of course. So go over here. You see that there's a table of contents, and you'll see that there are things like getting started with Linux. And to be clear, actually the first part of the book is actually more about the history of Linux, how Linux came to be, and then the next part you'll learn about things like creating your desktop environment. So part 2 is more about becoming a power user, where you'll learn to use the terminal. Of course, everybody knows that pretty much the bread and butter of Linux is the terminal. You're not going to do too much in the GUI, so the first part is of course the GUI, getting to know the GUI, learning to work with Linux desktop. But once you're getting to work with stuff like the terminal, you probably get to learn a lot more about Linux, because that's where its real power lies. You'll learn things like working with the file system, you'll learn how to use a text editor, things like Vim. You learn to use stuff like that. So a lot of tools needed to change the files, because everything in Linux is a file. You will of course need to learn how to edit that file, and the text editor they are using in this book here is Vim. And then it covers things like how to manage processes, writing simple shell scripts, stuff like that. So pretty much basic stuff that you will need in order to succeed as a Linux system admin. And this is what the next part is about. Part 3 is about becoming a Linux system admin. So you'll learn the basics of the system administration, and you'll learn things like installing Linux on a computer. You will learn things about managing software on the computer itself or on the server, and then you'll learn to manage user accounts, stuff like that. It's always very important. And then you'll move on to file systems and how to manage those as well. The next part is also about becoming a Linux server administrator. So the previous part was becoming a system administrator, but now they are going to dive in a little bit deeper into becoming a server administrator, and things like installing the server, configuring things like firewalls, networking, IP settings, stuff like that is all covered in here. And in the final part, in part 6, you will learn to extend Linux into the cloud, and you'll learn to work with things like setting up an Ubuntu cloud image, using things like OpenStack. So this is actually just covering all the basics of Linux system administration, and at the end it tries to get you ready to be more of a cloud Linux system admin. And this pretty much is all you need to become like a junior. If you would know all of this, then you're actually pretty much ready to go into some sort of junior Linux system administration job. So would I recommend this book? It is of course $50 in the USA. I think I paid around 45 euros here in Belgium. It is a cool book, but don't buy this if you are buying this to become a system admin, because it's not really that useful for you, because you're better off just doing stuff on your server, trying out things and using the online instructions if you are really willing to become a system admin. On the website of the Linux Foundation, you can follow courses that cover all of these topics, or pretty much all of these topics. There's a lot of courses on LPI as well, so the Linux Professional Institute. They have certificates. This book does cover the topics that are being covered in the LPI exam, but if you are going for that exam, if you're going for that certification, you're much better off following the official LPI study guide. So yeah, this was just a little review of this book. I do recommend it for anybody who's a fan of Linux, but I don't recommend you pay like $50 just to get this book to study, because there's a lot better things out there to actually study for becoming a system Linux administrator. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button and leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.